Okay, let's go ahead and call this meeting to order. First item is pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first item will be approval of November and December. Sure, it's November and December? No, we did.
I'm sorry.
Is it just December?
It's just December. Sorry.
December 10th, 2020. Minutes. Y'all ready? Take a motion.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for December 2020.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor? Okay. Okay, the next item is approval of December 2020 financial report. Okay. Entertain a motion. Are you ready?
I make a motion to accept the December financial report.
Okay. Now, a second?
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor? Okay. Okay, old business. Train car septic system. As y'all know, we budgeted $30,000 for, renovations and improvements over there around the train cars and stuff. And that was to include the septic system. And, as y'all are aware, the septic system ended up being a lot more than, almost the budget. So, I guess, he's not giving us the bill yet, but, it's gonna be around, 26, 30,000 for gravel and everything, dry seats and stuff, so, I guess, I'm asking, where do we wanna take that funds from? And I guess the only thing we got is general, because we've got, as y'all seen, in the financial.
I don't know if the cost is in there anymore, but it has not been balanced, and sometime I'm
Okay,
working
so-
on it. But there's about $14,000 in it.
Okay, so, that being said, that would need to be to finish the bathrooms and stuff over there, so, we need that amount, to pay on the loan and also to, balance, finish up, the improvements over there. So I guess what I'm asking is, asking for approval from the council to take the 20 or 30,000 out of the general fund to pay for the septic system over to Train.
Is that the only choice?
That's the only choice. That's the only choice we got, really. But, I mean, it needs the council approval because
Right.
it's over, it's well over, what, we have set aside. Now, we've still, we budgeted 30 and, out of splash, I went, as far as 50,000, out of splash money to go towards the renovations over there. So hopefully we're only about 10,000 over budget overall.
With the painting and everything? Right?
Yeah, everything's over there, so it should be about 10 over. So we'll get our money back as SPOS comes in over the next couple of years, but like I say, just taking a hit right off the bat.
So we don't know how much it is yet?
No, not really. Well, I mean, the septic system itself is 26,600. And then, he put in a piece of pipe over there to make it the driveway wider, and then the gravel will be extra. So he's gonna have a couple, loads of gravel over there. So I just said 30,000 to be on the safe side. But the septic system itself is supposed to be 26,600. That's what I thought. So I have a motion.
Make a motion that we pay for the septic system out of the general fund.
Okay. I have a second? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
Who
If not,
seconded? Yeah. You did?
Any other discussion? If not, all in favor? Okay, all right. Let's move item B and A around. Let's talk about the increased schedule for the route train cars and then do B. And then, like to add an item D for disposal service, new disposal service for the town. Okay, so, we've got a gentleman that's sitting in the audience right now that, is, interested in the agreement of, renting the other train car for a restaurant. He comes from Florida, and he owned a couple of restaurants down there, I believe. And he bought Jesse Godfrey's house here in Talking Rock and renovating it. So he's a resident here, so he's going to be tied here. He's going to be one of us. So anyway,
And he is,
Greg
Yep,
Roy
yes, sir.
and his partner.
Leighton Varney.
Okay. All right. Yes. Okay, so this is, have you all got this? Did you give them a copy?
they all have a copy of
Okay, all right,
this,
so-
of the fee schedule. It's your last page in your packet.
So now, talking to Tony before he got on the city council, him and his partners, has the brewery. And he informed me that, we agreed for the 10 years of the $600, for him. So I say we do the same for the restaurant, and then start at the 10 to 15, increase it to 600, or I mean
No,
700, sorry, 700. And then 10 to 20, 800.
No, 15 to 20.
10 to 15, 800.
10
Yeah,
to 15
15
is,
to 800, we're changing it.
Oh, that's right, that's what it is, good. Yeah.
And then after that, it would go increase of 5% every 5 years of rent. So it'd be that way, with maybe a clause if the economy doesn't do well, and they don't do well, I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen in the next 4 years. But if they don't, maybe we can adjust that a little bit, a clause in there. If the economy goes down and nobody's making any money, then we'll, leave it. Because we're not trying to get rich, but we're just trying to offset the cost of maintaining that area and for the improvements.
So let me clarify, you said 1 to 10 is 600, 10 to 15 is 800?
7.
700.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
I said 7 and you said no. All right, and then after that, 5%?
yeah.
Every 5 years?
Well, no, that's, all right, so 5 to 10 is 600.
No, you said that you told Tony 1 to 10, 600.
Well, yeah, 1 to
Yeah,
5
well,
and 5 to 10 or 600.
Yeah, 1 to 10, yeah, 1 to 10.
Okay,
And then
Well,
10 to 15 is 700. 15 to 20 is 800. And then after that,
If
it'll
I'm
be,
still alive.
Probably not
It'd
worried
be-
too much.
so, you know, it's a 5% increase every 5 years.
Fair enough.
Is that right there?
So
That
do
sounds
we-
fair enough to me, for sure.
Now, with Tony, we're responsible for the outside, right?
Yes, and the same thing
Same
with them,
thing,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, because we want to make sure that we are in control of how the outside looks. You know, we want to control the paint and the outside and,
Yeah.
so.
Parking lot. That's it.
Okay, so, if the council's in agreement, do I have a motion to accept those, proposal rental fee schedule?
A motion.
Okay? Do I have a second?
I said.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor? Okay. All right. That brings us to the train car lease for the restaurant. You know, as we already established, $600 a month. And Greg has agreed to take on the maintenance of the grease trap, because, you know, the grease trap is part of the restaurant, so he'll maintain the, you know, maintenance and pumping out of the grease trap. The town will be responsible for the septic system. Tony will be, and the brewery will be responsible for their tank that the environmental health had us to put in for maintaining it. So like I say, he'll take care of that and then that. Greg has agreed to, he wants a 1 year free rent after the grand opening day. So he's hoping to be, if we agree, he's hoping to be open April or May of this year. And so from that day that he opens, he just wants 1 year of free rent for renovating the inside, and then he'll start paying the $600 after that year's up. So it's actually a better deal than we negotiated with.
Yeah, I didn't wanna,
Tony.
I didn't wanna go through all the
Yeah,
hoops, it was just made it
One
simple.
stipulation that has been recommended that we do on the one for the restaurant, on that grease trap, is to make sure that he files the report before he has it pumps out with town hall.
yes,
So that
No
needs to
problem.
be in the lease, so it's
Okay.
spelled out.
all right. He also, and this is from the attorney, now legally, we're, you know, by state law, we can do a 5-year and then another 5-year. And then after that, it's supposed to go up for a rebid. But we've, and this is the question that I had for Jeff and them, for your office, is that, you know, we've had no interest. We've actually advertised it twice. It was on the front page, you know, trying to get somebody to come into the, you know, train car. So, with that being said, you know, he's wanting to do actually a 20-year, is that a total of a 20-year lease? I mean, it could be 4 or 5 years,
Yep.
or 2 10 years. And I know by state law, we're not legally supposed,
I think Jeff didn't see any issue with doing the, whatever you, I guess you guys prefer
Okay.
as far as 2 10-year renew, or 2 times 10 years or 4 times, just whatever
Okay.
you want, we can put, so I guess choose what you
Okay.
prefer.
well, like I say, I mean, and I agree if we had interest, but But I don't think it's fair to them, you know, to come in here and put all that money into it and then having to be up for, you know, to bid again, which we, you know, whoever's sitting on the council at that time would have to choose. But I mean, I think both parties involved here is gonna put, or has put a lot of money into the cars. And, you know, I think we should be able to, do that. Do y'all wanna discuss y'all's, among y'all selves and then come back and see what kind of lease y'all want?
Yeah, because I feel like, you know, we would need to do something like that if it's possible.
Yeah, okay.
But
It helps
yeah, I
us,
mean,
yeah.
if we can discuss it and see
Okay.
exactly what.
Alright. So now Greg, do you want to do 2 10-year leases then?
Most definitely.
And then,
In full agreement with the increase, that's fine with me,
Right.
but the first 10 years is the same anyways, correct?
Right,
Yeah, so if we did one 10-year with a 10-year renewal
yeah.
at the agreed increase, it's absolutely fine. It just protects us as business owners, obviously.
And you had asked about it being transferable.
Yep.
As long, we need a stipulation that it has to be, you know, the restaurant and have to keep the same food and, well, I mean, the,
Same concept.
yes, same concept.
Basically, it would be, you know, like when I explained to you how I sold my sub shops, I had to have a secure lease because I didn't own the property.
Right,
So it has to be transferable to actually, if I ever wanted to sell it, if I decided, I'm gonna go to Tennessee now, you know, in 10 years, who knows? I don't even know. But I ended up here, and it just has to be, if I'm marrying, they wanted to buy it, you know, down the road. They wanted to combine both the brewery and the restaurant, you never know. If anything
Well,
like that, it
they
has to
might.
be, yeah, it has to be transferable. That's all, that was all I cared
but
about.
the only stipulation would be that before you sold it, you would come before
Approval of the
council, before the council and make
Yeah,
sure, you know.
absolutely, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I think the lease would say that it wouldn't be an unwanted or unapproved business. It would be a business of like the similar nature probably is what we would put in there, just to
Yeah,
make
but
sure
if
that we
someone
have
was
that.
willing to take it over, like,
Mhm.
let's say I was gonna actually sell it, which
But yeah,
I don't plan
require,
on doing, but they probably wouldn't wanna change it, because if they were gonna buy it, that means we made it a success, which I fully plan on doing.
Okay, with that being said, for what we discussed in just the regular language,
Yeah.
legal language that's in the,
Explain to them about the outside modification so that they know.
oh, now, you did
Just so
want to,
just so the council knows what it's going to do.
now, you had said that you wanted to, on the side of the car, to have a garage type door.
Shutters, more like shutters, we wanna put like the bar on the outside deck, so when the weather's nice, we can open the shutters up and people can sit out on the deck, eat a burger and have a drink. Leighton, actually, we've been friends for a long time, and he was one of the creators of the Square Grouper in Jupiter, Florida. And that was, they were basically shacks that they just cut holes in and lifted up shutters, and became one of the most popular spots in Palm Beach County. And it worked out really well.
Okay.
Depending weather, you know, like,
Right.
you're gonna extend, when the deck's there, it's obviously gonna be, you know, regular 40 inches, and the thing will come up, there'll be a couple TVs on the inside, people can watch. Quite, kinda simple, but, so people can enjoy the weather, because we realized, you know, as I told you, I was supposed to go to Ball Ground and do something very similar, but they were dragging their feet. But what we've seen is, even in these winter months, it's packed. The town downtown, when the sun's out, it's beautiful, and that's when everybody wants to hang out. You know, it's not gonna be like a midnight thing at night when it's freezing cold out, you know?
Right.
So, it's gonna be, yeah, some sort of open area for the bar.
Okay. All right.
so as far as amending the lease from what we had with the brewery, we'll be adding in that he'll be allowed to do those exterior modifications. But I think we would also say, I guess we'd say, state the modifications that you've already listed, I think. But just say that any additional modifications would require approval as
Yeah.
well.
Yep.
And that you would be responsible for those.
Yeah, I'm
modifications as far as the
gonna
cost.
pay for all the work and find someone that can weld it properly. Those things are put together pretty solid back in the day. But yeah, the windows, right where the windows are, would be simply a couple lift hatches that we can lock at night. Obviously, they're secure from the inside, and can close them during weather.
So with the modifications that we had talked about here tonight, and with the regular legal items in the lease, that's standard. Do I obtain a motion to sign a lease with Greg Roy and his partner for the restaurant, for the train car that is address and utility address? 4498 Highway 136. West.
Make a motion to sign the lease.
Okay. Have a second? All right. Any other discussion? Okay. If none, all in favor? Okay. And Greg, as soon as, the lawyer gets everything drawn up, we'll get a copy to you, and you read over it and everything, and then once you do, I'll sign it, because we've already agreed.
Yep.
And then you can get started.
Start digging.
And by the way, he's doing an excellent job up at renovating the
Thank you.
Jesse Godfrey's house.
I owe that to Leighton too. Those are the guys that are doing his house in Ball Ground. It's gonna be spectacular. I'm very excited. They're doing a great job. Spending a little bit of money, but whatever.
All right. Well, like I say, we'll get with you as soon as we get it back from the attorneys, and we'll get it signed and then get started.
Perfect.
All right.
Can't wait.
Okay. Item C is approval of application for a new business in town. I don't know if everybody's aware, but Mary Hawf, Tony's wife, has purchased the building next door. That used to be the old country store, Talk Rock Country Store. She closed on it yesterday, or the 5th, might have been Tuesday. But her plans is to, she's got a license application here. She's wanting to do a coffee house with pastries and ice cream. It could be called 1883 Coffee House. Be located 4615 Highway 136 West, which is next door. So, that being said, of course they're going to have to do a lot of renovations. I think we give them a temporary license to be able to get their checks and everything in the corporation. And then the final business license, once all the renovations is done, and a permanent one, and then we can go from there. But I think it's a great addition to Main Street.
Finally.
So do I.
So I'm asking for, Tony can't vote on this.
Yeah.
So I'm asking council for taking a motion to approve this business license.
I make a motion to approve
Business license of 1883 Coffee House.
what he said.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Neighborly.
All right, got a second? We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, all in
Who was the
favor?
second?
I did.
Okay. All right, we'll issue that business license. Okay, the last item is item D. We've been having problems with our disposal service here in town, and I have contacted D&S, which handles the Meadowlands for us, and they've agreed to set 2 containers and dump them once a week, which will be, I think it's either 12 or 14 yard total, which is bigger than what we got now, for $225 a month. Like I say, the other service, they supposed to come on Mondays, and sometimes they don't. I don't think sometimes they don't dump it all the way, and then they keep trying to go up on us on the contract, and so and they've sold out to Waste Management. So
And I have tried for 3 days to get someone to answer my call, and they will not. They will not return a phone call. So I don't know how I'm gonna get in touch with them and tell them we're gonna pick up the dumpster, so.
I got somebody. So do I take a motion?
Oh, I take a motion, yeah, I do.
Okay. All right.
Oh, the business is coming in, we need more.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor? Okay. I guess that's all I have.
Just one thing for information, the clerk's training in Jekyll has been canceled at this time. They're looking to do it either spring or in the summer, and they have not made a determination yet on the classes for elected officials. As soon as I know, I will let you know.
Do you have any update on any,
The guy at the state says he has turned our inquiry over to the engineering department, and he said, don't know how long that'll take, but he said that's where it is, so. Because they will actually send out an engineer.
okay? All right. If nothing else, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
Favor? Yep. All right. Motion.